What is the purpose of a goldendoodle? All right guys, so today I'm just gonna show another day in the life, kind of just walk you through kind of what I'm doing, the raw, uncut, just kind of version of what I do on a day-to-day basis. But I do want to talk, what is the purpose of a goldendoodle? You know what I mean? Like, what's the behind the scenes? What is the reason of a goldendoodle? Why do we breed goldendoodles, and why are they just so freaking popular? Like, I feel like if you go to any, neighborhood or any place, you're gonna see some type of doodle, some type of goldendoodle, or just a version of basically this, okay? So let's kind of dive deeper for the haters or the lovers or anything goldendoodle. There's a lot of people that hate goldendoodles. There's a lot of people that love goldendoodles. So let's kind of dive deep a little bit into what it is, the reason behind this, and the reason that people maybe love them or hate them. Let's kind of get started. First, today, we're gonna go through just kind of cleaning out the kennels. I need to get everything back to square one, really just disinfect everything, get everything ready for the next round, which will be Honey and Lilia's litters of puppies. So we're gonna go do that right now. All right, so I don't think everybody's seen it, but now there's quietness. It's kind of weird. For so long, there's puppies in here. There's so much life going on. When I come down here, it kind of just gives me a boost of energy, and now it's just silent. So the puppies go home all on the same like day or maybe days. So it's literally like I have a bunch of puppies, and then it's like within just a few days, nothing. Like there's no puppies around. So it is kind of weird to kind of walk in here and it's just so silent. But now that the puppies are gone, it's really important. We're gonna get all these shavings. I've already gotten a lot of the shavings up. Get all the shavings out of here, bag up everything, take it to the trash. And then I'm gonna go through and do probably 4 or 5 rounds of disinfecting, cleaning, which I do when the puppies are here. But if you've ever had puppies, you know that like you clean something and then it just gets dirtied up right away, right again. So now that the puppies are like completely out, I can kind of get it back down to a base level of super duper clean, because that's the most important, or one of the most important parts of raising a healthy litter of puppies, is keeping everything clean. It's also probably one of the hardest parts, just because if you've ever had a litter of puppies, you know, I don't even need to explain it. You know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna get here, and you can see that I'm bringing this dog really everywhere with me, and that's so crucial when you're raising a puppy, is just bringing them with you everywhere, doing everything with them, socializing the heck out of them, handling them, loving them, all of these things. It seems so just like, oh, obviously you would do that, but I think I've realized that a lot of people don't do that. So it's very important that you're getting out with your dog, you're socializing them, and you're not just keeping them in the house all day or in a crate all day. You're getting out and building a relationship with them. So this is super crucial. Let's get started. Kind of the first step is we're gonna kind of pull all these shavings up, get them into a bag. We're gonna get everything out, sweep it up, and then we're gonna take Kennel Sol. I think a lot of people know what this is, but it's a very good disinfectant that kills a lot of things like parvo and anything that's just not obviously good for a dog, which we don't have parvo in here, but we just wanna kill everything. So every other day I'm gonna do it for about 4 rounds. There's no real science behind that. I just feel like that works really good for me. That's what I do. And I'm always looking for new ways to kind of clean and make it more efficient and better. So if you have any other things that maybe you do that I haven't done, drop something in the comments on how you keep everything clean in your kennel, because it's so important to keep everything super duper clean. So what I'm gonna do is get up a majority of the chips in this bag. And then after I'm done, I'm going to take these boards off and then take my shop vacuum and just vacuum up all the rest, because you'll never actually be able to just pick up all of it with a shovel, but you can get a lot more with a shovel, the majority of it, and then the rest you can just vacuum up. I got some people commenting, it's kind of funny, and I was talking about this with my cameraman. So if you haven't seen the last video, the title is #1 breeder in the USA. And really 90% of that is just me wanting to rage y'all into clicking the video to see why I said that. But I will say I don't know anybody else breeding goldendoodles to the standard that I'm doing it at, which is also why I said that. But yeah, I've had a few people comment, oh, why do you think you're the #1? Why, you know, why is it somebody else? I mean, I don't know, it's up to your own opinion. But I do feel like in order for the breed to grow, or the cross, whatever you want to call it, everybody's gonna be like, it's not a breed, and yeah, it's not an official breed yet. But I feel like in order for this breed to grow, we do need to find some type of standard in the sense of, or something that keeps the standard. So I feel like most breeders know what the standard of a golden doodle is. If you don't know, we could, you know, look it up, and it's out there on Ghana.com and stuff like that, which is the Golden Doodle Association. But I feel like in order for us to grow this and create better dogs and have somebody that's checking, is this a better dog or not, and it's not just up to people's opinions, we need to have something like some type of golden doodle show or something that's watching the structure and the personality of a dog versus it just being up to everybody's opinion of, oh, I think this is a good golden doodle, right? So, because right now, essentially, the golden doodle is all up to just people's opinions versus an actual rule book or a standard that's being kept. So I feel like somebody does need to start some type of like show or something like that to where there's actually a way to be like, oh, this was a champion, or this one won this many shows, or something that can kind of verify this dog should be bred and this dog should not be bred because it obviously didn't do good in the shows or didn't do good in some type of test, if that makes sense. There has to be some type of test that will tell people this dog is good and this dog is not as good, right? So that we can really move forward. But right now, the only downfall, or one of the downfalls of golden doodles, is there's no test that's saying this is better than this golden doodle is better than this golden doodle. Right now, the only test is the opinion of other people, which is honestly never really a good thing to run off of. So I feel like in order for the golden doodle to actually grow and become better, we do need to start some type of test or some type of show that can kind of say that. Got all that done for the most part. So now I'm gonna go get some type of like metal cutter-esque type of thing, because these two screws right here are stripped. That was my fault. So I need to cut them. So then essentially what I'm gonna do is take these boards off and then blow all of the shavings into like one corner and then take a shop vac and suck it all up. And then once I get all the shavings up, then Then I'm gonna take some Kennel saw, mop the whole floor, get it completely disinfected, and then we'll go from there. Let's go get something that's gonna cut this freaking screw. No, I'm just kidding. So we're gonna use this to hopefully, hypothetically, we're gonna go try it out. If you ever like build or use tools, you know that in your brain it might work good, but then you actually try it, it doesn't work freaking good at all. But hopefully, obviously, if you've been keeping along, the bolt is stripped. So what I'm gonna do is literally just cut it off and then just re-drill it when I put it back in. But hopefully this will just saw it right off, and then we can get the boards away, and then we'll just blow all the shavings out and then start to kind of mop up, clean everything, make it look pristine. Oh shoot. We got that stupid son of a gun off. I don't remember. Hopefully all the other ones aren't stripped. Let's go. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get all this crap out, blow it over there, and then we're gonna get all this out. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying it. Let's go. Gotta put our masks on. You know, I'm a mask guy. It's pretty normal for me. All right, done. Do I have it on my hair? Yeah, well, that was way more efficient than last time though. Last time I literally went around with my shop vac and just freaking like got all of them up, and it took forever. I was like, I'm not doing that again. So that's way more efficient. If you do this very important that you have something like that. Now that we're like just talking about it right now, it'd be cool if I put like latches on the boards to where I could just latch it off versus having to screw and then unscrew and screw it again. So actually what I might end up doing is doing that like later, but always trying to find new ways to get better at your systems and just become more efficient and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing. So another thing is, like, this setup works really good for puppies when they're born to 8 weeks old, right? But anything after that, you really, if you're planning to keep puppies longer than that, or you know that you're probably not gonna sell the puppies by that age, let's say, you know, it just depends. But I would definitely look into maybe, you know, creating a better system for them. But for as a puppy from, you know, 1 day old to 8 weeks old, this setup, I just haven't seen a better one. So, you know, works really good. It's very efficient. It's very clean. It's just the best overall environment for a puppy. Everybody's different. Everybody's kennel setup is gonna be a little bit different. Some things might work for me better than, you know, other people. So everybody is different, but the art of dog breeding and doing what I do, you kind of, you know, there's no right or wrong. Obviously there are some definitely wrong ways to do it, but there's a bunch of right ways to do this one thing. So just because I might do it this way doesn't mean you have to do it, you know, this way, but it's just kind of what I do, and I really like to show this. I feel like the one downside of a lot of breeders is they really don't show a lot of what they're doing behind the scenes, because maybe they're scared of people talking bad about them or, you know, judging what they're doing. I personally do not care. If you go to my Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, you're gonna see some comments of people be like, what you're doing is wrong, or, you know, I don't agree with what you're doing. That's okay, you know what I mean? I listen to it sometimes, you know? Sometimes I'll read the comments, I'll be like, you know what they're just saying is right. Like, maybe I should change this one thing, or maybe I should change, you know, I'm not God, I'm not Jesus, I'm not perfect. So, you know, some things that I do are wrong, and it's very, you know, important for me to look at myself and be like, okay, maybe I should tweak this thing or whatever. But then I think there's a lot of things that I'm doing that are very right, and I stand beside that, and I'm okay with having people say that they don't agree with me. Like, that's totally fine with me. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. You know, I think I hurt a lot of people's feelings when I, you know, post some things and it makes them pissed off, but it really doesn't matter to me. But I just like to show people, and more importantly, I like to show the families that are getting dogs to me. That's really the only people that I care about when it comes to their opinions. And so, you know, I like to show families that are getting puppies from me all the work that I'm doing, the way that I do things, and the way that I like to set up these puppies for success. But like I said a billion times, the most important part is keeping everything clean. And it's also it's probably the hardest part. But, you know, this is the way I'm doing it. It's working really good so far. You know, the last round of puppies, usually, the reason I'm saying rounds is because usually dogs come into heat around the same time. So the last round, which was 4 litters, all the litters obviously are sold before they're even born. They went home, and then I never even got a call back about a dog being sick or a dog having parasites or worms or anything like that, which is very huge. If you've ever raised a litter of puppies, you know that it can be very hard to keep a puppy without worms or without parasites and stuff like that. You know, it's very important to keep everything clean, and I think that's a huge testament just to show that, like, what I'm doing is actually working, because all the puppies went to the vet. They didn't have any, you know, worms or anything like that, which is fairly hard to actually do, especially when you're having, you know, 2, 3, 4 litters. It's not easy, you know, so it's very important that you're staying on top of those things. So, you know, that's what I've been doing. So far, it's been working. And obviously, I'm always innovating and changing little things and tinkering with everything to kind of make it perfect. Boom. So I've kind of announced it, but on my Instagram, my website, stuff like that. But April 2nd, I'll be announcing all of my upcoming litters. And then April 1st, I'll be opening up the applications for everybody to fill that out to get on the list. So you just saw a call. I've probably in the last week gotten 30 plus calls from people asking about when are my next availability and all of that. So I will be announcing, as you know, if you've been on my website, all of my puppies are completely reserved for the next upcoming round of puppies. But we'll have a few more available litters later this year. So I'll be announcing, like I was just saying, I'll be announcing that, and then everybody can get on there. Like, fortunately, but also unfortunately, the puppies are, you know, I have so many people wanting to get puppies from me that it does go really, really quickly. Like, I think the last announcement, we sold about 80 or 90% of the picks within maybe like an hour or 2 hours. So if you're wanting to get on a list, that's how I would advise doing it, but they do go really fast. And you know, I always say this and I try to say it again, I'm not going to be that person that's just pumping out tons and tons of litters and just trying to get everybody in the entire world a puppy from me. I'm really focused on the quality over the quantity, so I'm never gonna just churn out litters of puppies and, you know, turn this into a freaking huge mill. Like, I don't believe in that, right? So I'm, you know, gonna keep it the same way. I'm not gonna up production. If anything happens, the price might up a little bit. And people ask, you know, why are your puppies so expensive? Well, the sheer answer is the demand is insane, but also these puppies are very high quality, and I've put so much work into them, and I want to make sure that they're going to good homes and that the right people are getting these puppies. So, you know, that's the reason it is why it is. You know, if I was selling these dogs for cheaper, they would go so fast to where it would just, like, nobody would be able to get them. So that's why this is what it is. But, you know, kind of I like to show, like I said, behind the scenes of what's going on around here. So this is what you can expect. If you've called me, just know a lot of other people have called me too. So when I announce this next round of puppies, I'm anticipating that they'll probably be reserved faster than the last round of puppies. And the last round of puppies were reserved like literally like that. So basically, I'll kind of walk you through when I go to announce my next round in April 2nd, I'm probably gonna sit on this couch. I'm gonna get like some food. I don't know. I'll literally sit here all day and answer people's questions. I'll respond to people on their applications. It's like a whole, like, it's almost like a merch drop if you know anything about that. It goes crazy. So I have a few people that come in to help me kind of keep everything organized with, okay, this person put down a deposit, or this person just filled out an application. We need to make sure that we review it and we get back to them as fast as possible. Not everybody is approved, but most people are approved as long as we feel comfortable with them and they seem to really like, they know what they're doing, but yeah, sometimes we will turn away people just because we feel like we're not the perfect fit for them and we want to make sure that we are. But I would say most of the time, most people are approved as long as they, are willing to do the right things and make sure that puppy is taken care of, trained, all of that. If you've looked at my application, which it's off my website right now, but it has been on there for a long time, you know that it's a very extensive application. It's going to take you probably 30-45 minutes to fill it out, and it's very important to me that y'all take that time to do that, because I take my time to review it and make sure every question is good and these puppies are going to go to good homes, because I don't need, at the end of the day, I have such a demand that I have the luxury of making sure that these dogs are going to the right home. And if I feel like they're not going to the right home, I won't let that puppy go to that home, because I want to make sure that they're not ending up in shelters. I want to make sure that they're not ending up in the wrong, house where they're going to be abused. I want to make sure that these dogs are going to good homes with good families and they're being raised correctly. All right, let's go eat food. I'm freaking hungry. At Bar Taco, about to get some tacos. But it's the go-to. Hang out, chill a little bit. What do you got to say? All right, it's time to head back, go back to the kennels, clean a little bit more, and then go into a little bit more of a deep dive as to what's the purpose of golden doodles. Let's go. Goldendoodles. Whenever I have my dogs, obviously this is fenced in, but I try to keep my dogs off leash as much as possible and build that kind of relationship with the dog of getting them to learn how to come to me, you know, communicating with them, talking to them a lot, and they kind of start to learn their name a lot. The reason I say that is if you have a dog on the leash all the time, and then you try to convert it over to, you know, off-leash training and stuff like that, me personally, I felt that it is a little bit harder. Now, I do understand that, you know, some people, if they have a dog and they, you know, have it off leash or something like that, it'll just run and just, the dog will be gone. Growing up with like hounds and more working dogs, that's how it used to be. Like if I let that dog off, it's out of there. But if you have a dog that is a little bit easier to, you know, maintain and control, come here, Willow. Come here, Willow. Willow. Come here, come on, let's go. Come here, buddy. You know, then I would always advise doing that. And honestly, I was just thinking about this the other day. I have not had a golden doodle, even dogs that live in guardian homes and stuff like that, that I bring back for, you know, to raise their litter of puppies or something like that, that doesn't listen off leash. And none of these dogs are really super like hardcore trained to be like off leash. It's just more genetics, which is what I found. Now, if you have like a harder working dog or like a hound or something like that, usually if you put an e-collar on them, you can control them perfectly with that. But with even these dogs, I found that unless you're taking them into like a super busy place, you don't even really need e-collars because they're so inclined to really want to listen to you and have a relationship with you. But I have been around some golden doodles that for some reason, they haven't been mine, but for some reason, I don't know, I think it's genetically, they just don't have a very good time connecting with humans. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that genetic thing is. I don't know, maybe if it was just, I don't know if it was just maybe the way that the puppy was raised, but it's something neurological. I don't know what it is, but it's even like an eye contact thing. Like you'll see that some dogs that are not raised as puppies around humans, they don't want to look you in the eyes. I don't know what it is. Maybe drop a comment if you do, if there's something scientifically that they've said about it. But a lot of the times I've found that you're not really focused on the right genetics and breeding the right dogs together. There is definitely a lot of consequences with that. All that being said, I know I've been rambling on a little bit, but we're gonna go in here to the kennel, kind of sweep up the rest of it. I'm probably not gonna get on video actually me like cleaning it with kennel salt and mopping the floors and everything like that, but that's what I will do later. I'm probably planning to do that probably tomorrow. But right now I'm just gonna get the rest of the shavings up, get it kind of cleaned up, tidied up, and then we'll go from there. But yeah. Here.
That's part of the reason.
All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. Yeah, so that was just a family that has a puppy from me, and they were just asking about crate training, and their puppy had woken up twice, 2 days in a row in the middle of the night, so they were just asking about, you know, what to do with that. And usually with young puppies, you know, if they keep doing something for a week or 2 weeks, then I'll kind of raise an eyebrow, but puppies kind of go in phases and stuff like that. So if they do wake up maybe 1 or 2 nights, it's not the end of the world. You kind of just let them out. Maybe they just need to use the bathroom and then kind of go from there. So what is the purpose of a golden doodle? A lot of people say they're inconsistent, they're not bred well, they're just no good, maybe they're spastic. There's so many different things that they call golden doodles. Some of them might be true, and I think some of them might be wrong. So let's dive into what is the purpose behind this type of dog? Why are they so popular? I mean, I think anyone can agree. You go to any neighborhood in America right now, and most of the dogs are some type of doodle. So let me just kind of explain the purpose, at least for me, of a golden doodle. So I think anyone can agree 90%, I'm just throwing out a percentage, but 90%, or I guess you could say most of the dogs in America right now are not working dogs, or they're not used for a working job in America, okay? Most people, when they're going to get a dog right now, are looking for a strict just companion. They want a new best friend. They have a lot of work and they have a lot of different types of stress, and they want something that can just kind of use as a de-stressor. They can come home from work, they play with their new little teddy bear or their little dog, and they just want somebody that is going to be there for them and hang out and just chill, okay? And I think, and in my opinion, the reason that the Golden Doodle has become so freaking popular in America and all across the world is because, in my opinion, no other dog does it the way that a Golden Doodle does. Golden Doodles are low to non-shedding types of dogs. They have a very gorgeous look to them that no other breed really has, in my opinion. Yes, poodles look great, but they don't look anything like at least the type of Golden Doodle that I'm holding right here. They don't have the straight/wavy coat, the blocky structure, and in my opinion, they don't have the temperament like a Golden Retriever. So the reason that the Golden Retriever blew up so much is because they have that loving, go-lucky Golden Retriever type of personality. They're super easy to work with. They're, for the most part, very calm and just chill kind of dogs, and they're very adaptable, okay? You can take them into very populated places, or you could be in the middle of nowhere and a Golden Retriever is going to thrive. The only downside, obviously, is the Golden Retriever sheds. And in most of America nowadays, dogs are living inside, okay? And the Golden Doodle, that's where it thrives. It's very low to non-shedding. It's also very allergy friendly. I'm not going to say it's hypoallergenic, and I'm not going to say that Golden Doodles do not shed at all, because if you know anything about a Golden Doodle, that's just not very true, okay? I will say that there are some Golden Doodles out there that are very, very low shedding to just about non-shedding, but you cannot put that over all of the dogs, because there are definitely a lot of Golden Doodles that do shed or are very low shedding. So the purpose behind the Golden Doodle is strictly this. They are a companion. They're a friend. They're just the best overall family dog, and that is the Golden Doodle's job, okay? I would say probably 90% or even higher of the people in America looking for a dog are looking for a companion. They're looking for a friend. And that's what the Golden Doodle does way better, in my opinion, than any other type of breed, mix, or anything like that. I grew up with lots of working dogs, coonhounds, beagles, rabbit dogs, whatever you would call it, bird dogs, and all of those dogs are so good at their job, hunting whatever prey they were bred to do. And that's something that a Golden Doodle is horrible at. If you want a very hard-working dog, do not get a Golden Doodle, because they're not going to be able to do the job as good as such other breeds, like maybe a Belgian Malinois or a Beagle or a Labrador Retriever. Those dogs are going to outwork a Golden Doodle all day long. But what those dogs are not as good at is sitting on the couch, hanging out, going to a coffee shop, going and just chilling, and then wanting to be with their companion 24/7. I'm not going to say that those dogs can't do it, but on average, I would say, at least from the Golden Doodles that I breed, I'm not going to speak for everybody in America, but on average, the Golden Doodles that I breed are way better at that job than any other breed or cross or whatever type of dog that you want to say. Way better at that job of just hanging out than any other breed that I have been around or type of dog. So yes, to answer, when I'm breeding Golden Doodles, what is my goal? What is my goal? What is the thing that I'm going towards? It's breeding a dog that is going to be the best family dog for a maybe new family that's never had a dog before, or a family that is looking for their third, fourth, fifth, sixth dog. This is, in my opinion, that type of dog that you're going to want, and that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm breeding towards. I'm also looking for a very well-structured, blockier-esque structure with a straight/wavy coat. And with genetics and doing genetic testing, you can figure out the right types of dogs to put together to get that goal. Now, I don't breed F1s, and I don't even breed F1Bs anymore. I have in the past, but I don't anymore. I only breed multi-generational Golden Doodles with multiple generations in their background, and I breed them together. Why do I do that? The reason is, and let me answer, what is a multi-generational Golden Doodle? That is any Golden Doodle with more than 6 generations of Golden Doodle in their lineage, and I breed those types of dogs together because they get more consistency in the litter. Now, the great thing about, or the one thing about F1s or F1Bs is about 70% of the litter 75% of the litter comes out looking really good, exactly what you're wanting. But then the other 20, 25, maybe 30% of the litter comes out looking a little bit too much poodle or a little bit too much golden retriever. They just look a little bit off, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. When you breed the right multi-generational golden doodles together with the correct genetics, you get very much consistency, lots and lots and lots of consistency together, and they create very consistent, I keep saying it, consistent dogs, okay? And that's every breeder's goal, is to breed consistency. Every single dog in a litter should be perfect. Now, obviously, you can't always get them perfect, but for the most part, I have been able to very consistently breed the same types of golden doodles. And if you go to my Instagram, or you look at my YouTube, or you go to my TikTok, any of my social media, and you see the past dogs that I have, a lot of them, yes, they do maybe vary in color, but for the most part, the structure, the temperament, and the sizing, and the hair and everything like that all look pretty much the same. So yes, whenever I'm putting dogs together to breed them, I'm not just breeding them to sell them. I'm not just breeding them just to breed and have more puppies. I'm breeding each dog together for a specific goal. And that goal is breeding a medium-sized golden doodle with straight/wavy coat that has a very calm temperament and is very adaptable, okay? I need them to be very adaptable. I need to be able to take this puppy anywhere, anytime, and this dog is not going to be freaking out, having anxiety, anything that you just don't want in a family dog, okay? I want a dog that's not trying to run off and go explore somewhere else. I want a dog that just wants to hang out with me, play ball, maybe play with the kids, anything that this dog maybe is looking for when it comes to being the best overall companion. And like I said, he's trying to lick the microphone, but like I said, maybe you have found something better, but in my opinion, and I feel like in most the Americans' opinion and their lives are showing that nobody does it better than Golden Doodle. If a breed did it better than the Golden Doodle, then obviously they wouldn't be everywhere. But the reason that the Golden Doodles are so popular is because they do that job of being the best family dog better than any other dog, in my opinion. Yes, the Golden Retriever and the Labrador Retriever have been so popular for so long, and the reason that is because they're just such good family dogs. But the reason that the Doodles or the Golden Doodle beats out those dogs nowadays is because they have very low to non-shedding coats. So yeah, to answer that question one more time, what is the goal behind a Golden Doodle? What is the job for the Golden Doodle? That's to be your best friend. And that's what these dogs do better than any other type of dog in the world. So then again, that's the purpose of a Golden Doodle, to become the best possible family dog, and that's what these are doing so good. If you want to see more content like this, follow my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm always posting tons of content on there. But then again, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe, maybe drop a comment, and I'll see you next time.